Hi guys, welcome back to a new tutorial. Today we realize a native application with NativeScript that allows us to develop native application for Android and iOS using our web skills like JavaScript, TypeScript, Angular framework, and so on, in order to use native API of mobile phone. Today the target is to realize a simple application with Angular 2 that use SQLite to store a list of contacts in our address book. Okay, we can start from NativeScript docs, in which there are some system requirements that we have to consider. The first step is to install Homebrew with this command, and if you want, I've recorded a tutorial about it that you can see clicking on the link below. After this, of course, we have to install the latest release of Node.js. Now you should set the environment for iOS and for Android. And for iOS, you need these three commands. Instead, for Android, you need a new JDK, set the system environment variable, install the Android SDK, and in the end, you have to install also the Android emulator. After this all commands, you have just to follow the npm's command in order to install NativeScript globally in your system. Remember that -g means you are installing it globally in your system. Next, restart the command prompt and use tnsdoctor to check if all is installed correctly in your system. Okay, finally we are ready to create a new NativeScript project. So open your shell and start with the command tns create. The name can be address book -ng. So this command creates the project with a structure and an example in it. You can use it in order to learn something about NativeScript, but we'll delete this folder in order to realize our project. Okay, all done. We can go inside the folder, and for this example we'll use the iOS emulator, so we have to add the platform for iOS to our project. So write tns platform add iOS, and now it's copying all files you need. Okay, project created and platform added. Now you have to open the project folder, and as you can see there are Node modules downloaded yet, the platform that we have downloaded, and the folder app in which there is an example application. The folder item is a part of this example, and there is also app resources in which we have all the resources for both platform like Gradle, manifest, and so on. But for now, just delete the items folder and the main AUT.TypeScript. Okay. So now, after this initial preparation, we have to make the first login component in which the user have to authenticate himself, and after this going to the contacts list where we can add new contacts. The main purpose of this application is not to connect the login to some online services, but to use SQLite to store all contacts and write the service for this DB. For this reason, we use login just to become familiar with NativeScript and not for something else. So, first of all, start with our models in the application. So, create the directory model, and we have, of course, user.model.TypeScript, where we define user interface user, okay, with string field, username and password, and another model named address.model.ts. Okay, and again export interface address, and we have two fields, username and number, again string. Okay, so about login, instead we have mocked credentials. So create a new folder, mock. Okay, and now a new TypeScript file. Okay. User.mock.typescript. Perfect. Okay, cancel. Okay, and now we have to define a const, export const user uppercase type user. Okay, and equal, and our credentials are username posttrik and password posttrik. Of course you can change it, don't worry. Okay, now we have to remove this import. Okay, item components. Okay, and also in declarations and providers. Okay, we have to change also the roots. Okay, and also the import in this file. And now we can focus on the login component. So we have to create a new folder, modules, in which we have the directory out for the login components. So now we have to create the login components. Okay, and in order to be faster, we can copy the content of app component and change something. So of course pay attention to copy and paste. Okay, this is login and this is login component. Okay, I think in this case we don't need to implement the onInit method. So now we can write our variables, public credentials of type user. Okay, and now we need a constructor in which we have to initialize our variable credentials with password and username empty. So username and password. Okay. After this, we have to realize also the template, in which we have a different structure from the typical template in Angular. So login component HTML. Okay, we can remove all this. In fact, we have an action bar for the mobile application with a title and a title login and a class action bar. And also we have a stack layout, okay, with a class page and orientation vertical. Okay, okay. In order to see something in the application, we can use a text input with a placeholder. So we can use text field and write a placeholder username. Okay. And now, in order to run the application, we need to declare our component and to set a new root, okay, with path login, and component login component. Okay, how to import. We have to change also the redirect to login. Okay. So now we can run tns run iOS, and now if all is right, we can see the application on the iPhone emulator. Okay, as you can see, the emulator is started, and we can write inside the input text everything we want. Hi, I'm an input text. Okay, and the application now has the action bar titled login and the input text with the placeholder username. So, okay, maybe you want to use console log, and you can, but NativeScript writes them in terminal, so we can try with a simple console log in login components. Okay, console log, and I'm in constructor. Okay, now the application is refreshing itself, so we can see I'm in constructor in the terminal. Okay, for now that's all. Subscribe on YouTube channel and follow our social pages in order to be always informed about new tutorials and videos. And of course, in the next video we realize the login logic and the contacts list page.